Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Becca Marino and I am a soul mentor guiding you back to the magic within your soul. So recently I started interviewing soul mentors and life coaches, so mentors and life coaches who talk about the three principles, who their main goal is sort of coaching people back to wellness, back to health, back to mental health stability through this understanding that was coined by a Scottish man named Sydney Banks in the 1970s, known as the three principles, which are mind, consciousness, and thought. And so while doing the interview, once I'd finished a few of the interviews, it occurred to me to ask myself the same questions. So that's what this video will be dedicated to today. So the questions I've been asking some of these coaches, that a few of them have actually coached me, so it's quite a privilege to be able to interview them and have this as sort of like a foundation on my YouTube channel for what really the three principles are. And sometimes hearing other people talk about it and other people say it in their words, it makes it easier to understand what it is we're pointing to. Because with the three principles, or any spiritual understanding for that matter, we're pointing to something. It's a this is how life works. It's a direction we're going to. It's not a three-step program of like how to make a bed. I'm sure there's more than one way, but in terms of you put the sheets on and then you put the duvet covers on the duvet and you put the pillow covers on the pillows and all of that, and there's a way to do it. There's a way to make it easier. Whereas with a spiritual understanding, like this one, the three principles, it's a description in how life works. It's a description of how life works, like a universal law, like gravity. So with that description, it's knowing how life is working through us, and then being able to go out in the world and just be human, just live and have fun and enjoy ourselves. So the first questions I've been asking these coaches are, what inspired you to share the three principles, this understanding? What inspired you? And just before I answer that question, the fundamental basics of what the three principles are is there are these three sort of universal laws. It really is, in simple terms, it's one thing that is happening, and that one thing is that we are experiencing our experiences come from thought in the moment. So moment to moment, what's happening is that we're feeling our thinking. We're not feeling life itself. It's not coming at us like a camera. It's more like a projector. It's living through us. It's coming through the projector of our thoughts. So the three parts that Sydney Banks split it up into is mind, like universal mind, meaning God, a higher power, the creator of the universe, that creative essence that created the universe and us, for us to be able to be here and have an experience. Consciousness, the fact that we're alive, we get to feel, we get to, life is a hands-on game, so we get to fully be involved with our lives and with our experiences. And then thought being the story, the narrative behind it all. So that in a nutshell is what the three principles are. If you'd like to know more, in more depth and more details of what the three principles are, please be sure to check out my video called Description, Not Prescription. And in there I talk a little bit more about what the three principles are. So what inspired me to share? Well, about 5 years ago, I stumbled upon a retreat run by the loving life coach Amanda Roche. And I just thought this was a yoga retreat. I didn't think anything of it, but it turned out they were teaching and sharing the understanding that Sydney Banks coined. And the first thing I was told was that I don't control my thoughts. And my first response was, if I don't control them, who does? And at this time, 5 years ago, my life was a complete shambles. And I went on this working holiday before going to the retreat. I was in Spain, anyways. And I was on this working holiday. And I said to everybody, and I said to myself, that I'm going soul searching. I'm going to look for my soul, because, there's got to be an easier way to life. There's got to be more. There's got to be something else happening here. And I was always searching for peace and calm and serenity and just an easier life, a more flowing life. I was forever searching for that for as long as I can remember. So being on this retreat, surrounded by such loving people, and everybody telling me, the facilitator saying, I don't control my thinking. I don't control what pops into my head. And just because I think something bad doesn't mean I'm a bad person. At first, that scared the crap out of me, in all honesty. It completely scared me, because it made me feel, if I don't control my thoughts and my life, then who does? And how can I trust anyone if I'm not doing it, and if I'm not running the show? After about a year, something switched in my mind, in my soul, in my heart. And I saw something different. I saw something deeper. And it became a relief that I don't control my thoughts. I don't control what pops into my head. And it became a relief because it allowed me to rekindle that faith in the universe, in the magic behind life, and to know that I am held regardless of what is happening. And once I saw that life, it's so simple. We are feeling our thinking in the moment, and thought left alone changes. Thought will change and drift and move of its own accord. So when we get these scary, uncomfortable, unwanted thoughts in our heads, like I'm suicidal, or I'm anxious, or I'm scared, or I'm not good enough, all of these thoughts, we don't have to believe them to be true. They're just thoughts. And when we see them when I saw them for what they really were, it completely freed me and transformed my life beyond belief. I never thought it was possible to live a life of such ease and peace. I had this hope that it was. I had this underlying hope that I would be able to live a life of, everlasting peace and happiness. But there was a part of me that didn't think it was possible. So from knowing this, from the people that have helped me, it really inspired me to want to help others, because I see so much struggle in the world. I see a lot of people using the word anxiety and depression, and that life is hard and difficult and challenging, and if only things were different. I hear a lot of people talking like this, and it really just ignites this spark in me to share this understanding, to show people that there really is an easier way to life, and there is an explanation, there's a definition of how life is working through us. And another one of the questions I've been asking is, who are the three principles for? And Beck Sheffield said it beautifully well. So you can have a look at the interview I done with Beck Sheffield a few days ago on my YouTube channel that is titled Interview with Beck Sheffield, Who Are the Three Principles For? She said, if you're alive, then it's for you. Ask yourself the question, are you alive? And I really, really like that, because I, for me, in my words, I would say the three principles are for everyone. For everyone and anyone who is curious and interested in knowing, is there an easier way to life? Or for people who are struggling with life, who are struggling with anything in their lives that are happening, with relationships, with money, with business, with whatever it is, that if there's a struggle or problem. But to put the question, am I alive? Yes. Like that is just such an amazing way to put it, as when asked the question, who are the three principles for? If for the people who are alive. And it is just so true. So what I see more with that is, that consciousness, that aliveness, that awakeness in you. If you want to know more and you want to know on a deeper level how life can be easier, how life is really working from the inside out, and how that allows you to have an easier, happier, calmer life. It isn't a because you do this, this, or this, your life will be perfect forevermore. Or because I know the three principles, I never get stressed or angry or shout. It's despite the fact that I get angry or stressed or shout, I know the three principles. I know life works from the inside out. So I can relax. I can relax and play full out in this life, in this human form as Becca. I can, go to work and take the children to the park and pick them up from school and cook them dinner and encourage them to do their homework. And I can make these YouTube videos and I can do the things I love to do with ease and tranquility, and with the affirming knowledge that life has got my back, number one, and number two, it's not all on me, that this life force is governing me, is holding me up, and has this divine plan for me. And there is nothing that is created in my world without my doing, without my input. And for me, that is just the most freeing thing. I used to walk around life with such a heavy, heavy heart, with the weight of the world on my shoulders, depressed and suicidal, and thinking, what is the point in living life if it's so full of hurt and it's so difficult. So walking around life like that, there was nothing in my world, in my life, that sustained me for long enough. No amount of positive thinking or gratitude lists, because all of those things were talking of the outside in. Anytime I was told to write gratitude lists or think positive or meditate, I was looking at it from an outside in perspective. So I would write these gratitude lists so they can make me feel better. So I was trying to get a feeling from writing these lists, and I just remained feeling crap, because on the inside I was feeling crap. And that's what I was creating. So no amount of forcing myself to think positive. No, focus on the positive thinking. It's like saying, focus on thinking of a zebra when you're thinking of a pink elephant. If you're trying to force yourself to think of something different, there's this resistance. It's like you're going against the current, against the stream. When you just allow yourself, even if those thoughts are uncomfortable, and you just allow those thoughts to flow through, knowing that you don't have to grab onto them, they tend to just pass through a lot more quickly. Like a few days ago, I was feeling a little bit in my head about my business and promoting myself, and thinking, I'm not getting much feedback, and all these sort of I'm not good enough and who do I think I am, sharing the three principles and calling myself a soul mentor. And then I just remembered that I am love, peace, and wisdom at my core. That's who I am, that's who I innately am. And God has this divine plan for me and my business and my life. So if I just continue to show up in the faith and in the knowledge that the higher power behind life has got my back, has got this divine plan for me, and I continuously show up knowing that life works from the inside out, knowing that I don't need affirmation from the outside world to be whole and complete. I'm already whole and complete. I'm here sharing because I want to, because it's fun, because there's this desire that lights up inside me when I share and when I talk about this understanding, this when I talk about there being an easier way to live life, to be in this world as a human being, because I know there can be challenges and it can seem more than impossible to overcome them. So for anyone who's going through struggle or turmoil in their lives right now, hand on my heart, I hear you and I feel, I understand that life, when you're drowning and someone's saying just swim, it could be the most annoying thing, because if you don't know how to swim, you're not going to be able to do it. So it's with this understanding, with sharing it, with knowing it for yourself, with sharing it with yourself, like getting to know yourself and know what this means. What does it mean that life works from the inside out? Once you know this for yourself, it becomes a way of living, it becomes a habit of life that you just manage to remind yourself every single day that life is working from the inside out and that there is a higher power guiding you and living through you, like lifing through you, in order to allow you to live, to be and have these experiences that we get to have as humans every day. So yeah, I hope that explains why I'm sharing the three principles and why I'm here calling myself a soul mentor. I hope that gives a little bit more insight to why I'm sharing this understanding, and I hope there was something helpful in there for you. Now, before I end this video, just a little bit about what other things I'm up to. This is the 5th day of my March challenge, 31 videos in 31 days. So I hope you're enjoying that. And if this is the first video you're seeing on my YouTube channel, please check out all the rest. There are 4 other days of this challenge, and there's a whole bunch of other content on my YouTube channel. Also, I am doing a free webinar series. To find out more about the webinar series, please join my Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, then just email me. That will all be in the description below. Just email me asking about the free webinar and I will send you the relevant details. So yes, all the best. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.